our ability to communicate without words. Technology is taking over our lives. Children are getting more and more into technology, and eventually we won't be able to take it away from them. Larissa Farr states some 92% of children have a digital footprint by the age of 2, and now most adults believe that digital technology and the internet are ruining childhood, according to Harris Worldwide New Dynamics of Family report. Not many children would agree with adults. A lot of teens would feel like their life was ruined if the technology was ripped away from them. Brittany Walker states, I know many of us would feel like a part of our life is missing due to technology now being a necessity in our everyday life. That shows how much we depend on it because it's now a necessity. Technology is taking over our lives and wedging itself between our friends and families. Larissa Farr again states, there is also a general sense that families simply don't enjoy as much downtime together anymore. Nearly 7 in 10 parents surveyed said they wish their families ate together more often. Technology is taking over our family time. It's not only the dependence on technology, it's also the social media and other apps on technology. For example, Facebook. A lot of teens have it. Should they?
Excuse this interruption.
I'm so sorry.
As a new installment, we'll be having Fun Fridays in the student store. Today we have movies and shows. During middle school lunch, we'll be showing Modern Family, and during high school lunch, we'll be watching Think Like a Man. The store will still be open for concessions, so show up. Thank you.
Continue. RJ, please stop having a side conversation back there.
It's not only the dependence on technology, it's also the social media and other apps on technology. For example, Facebook. A lot of teens have it. Should they have it is the question. There are a lot of inappropriate posts, swear words, and pictures on it that maybe teens shouldn't see. It's also the ruining social skills because so many people use it and it has become a routine in people's daily lives. They use it to talk to people instead of actually talking. And they use the text slang and other things instead of actually talking or face-to-face interaction or communication. There are also apps on the phone. For iPhones and iPad minis, messages. They use text slang like BTW, BRBT, Y, LOL. We've all heard of it. And it's becoming everyday speech. Instead of thank you, people say TY. And people are also depending on technology for their schooling. People are getting online degrees and they aren't getting the full college experience with meeting people and having social interactions, studying together. Technology is destroying the social skills of our future kids.
So overall, social skills is ruining our future kids because of social media, less communication, and too much dependence on technology. In our lives, communication has diminished slowly because of technology. Also, because of technology, our dependence on technology has grown to an extremely large amount, which had some negative impacts on our social skills. Our dependence on technology is too much because if we had lost technology, we would feel like we would lost a part of ourselves. From our research, we have many quotes of different psychologists, surveyed teens, and parents. Our attention is on technology, and it just clearly has some negative effects. Don't you also think that losing our grammar is ruining our social skills? So the quotes I have are UCLA scientists, as Kendra stated earlier. UCLA scientists found that the 6th graders who went 5 days without even glancing at a smartphone, television, or other digital screen did substantially better at reading human emotions than 6th graders from the same school who continued to spend hours each day looking at their electronic devices, stated by Woodward. Isn't this a big part of, isn't reading emotions a big part of social skills? Another quote is from Andrew Keen. He states that we're seeing not only the death of distance, but the death of newspapers, the death of recorded music, the death of professional creative classes, the people who made their living thinking, the people who have made their living writing books, the people who made their living writing articles for newspapers, and the people who made their living taking photographs. Another quote stated by Andrew Keen is that I think, again, we have to be very, very careful here, David. You said the internet allows people to talk as if somehow the pre-internet age, before computers, people couldn't talk. It's that kind of argument which I think puts the digital camp in trouble. Because the reality is that we always talked. The digital platform certainly does enable us to talk. It certainly enables us to get a global audience. But the reality, of course, and McLuhan came out with this in his ironically termed Global Village, is the ironic nature, of course, and the internet is not global. The ironic nature of the internet, okay, the wires are everywhere you go, it's the same. It's the same technology, and everyone's on the same platform. But the reality is, as after studies that's shown in an excellent book called The Filter Bubble, the reality is that we're talking to fewer and fewer people. So if anything, I'm not going to fall into your dystopian, utopian trap. But if anything, we're talking less now than we were ever before the invention of the internet. My last quote is from Taylor Enriquez at ASU. I feel that the beginning of your argument was very strong. I completely agree with your take on the subject of technology's role in today's youth. I've seen firsthand that a 2-year-old is very capable of handling an iPad or cell phone. At first, I found it intriguing and impressive that a person at such a young age could understand the motions to take in order to work a system such as a tablet. Then I started to become less intrigued and more worried about the time being spent on technology, rather than the time spending outside and developing communication skills between other children their age. I remember passing by McDonald's near my house and looking inside to see not a jungle gym, but computer screens and digital games. This saddened me that today's kids are spending more time in front of the TV or behind a computer screen than riding their bikes or playing with the other neighborhood kids in a game of basketball. I feel that it develops part of their imagination and social skills in a way that computer screens cannot. One question I would have for you about this article, based on your opinion, would be, what would having a traditional family household do to improve the chances of a child having an equal stability of playtime outside, a child's studies, family time, and technology time? What does this mean to you, as we are losing our communication, or losing our social skills rather, or are we losing something else? Because of technology, teens are using technology to an excessive rate, and parents surveyed were asked if they would like to eat dinner more often with their children, and 7 out of 10 parents said yes. How many people here would agree that they haven't eaten with their parents eaten with our parents in a while? It's also become the world of selfies, which even has some negative effects on our teens and our social skills. An example is how teens are feeling more self-conscious because of seeing other people on social media. Emotions, loss of relationships, loss of skills, even are some of the few causes of technology.
30 seconds.
Wouldn't you also agree that you see teens everywhere using their phones during conversation, using it for entertainment, or even having technology as a part of their lives? So the internet or technology is not destroying social skills because with technology, there's a vast variety of things to talk about. Since the internet is helping improve social skills, it's not destroying the skills. Having a conversation face to face is stressful for some people. So with the use of Skype and the topics of the internet, people are able to talk or connect with other people, even if they're far away or close by. Another reason why technology isn't destroying social skills is because social media has a boost in confidence. 61% of teens actually say they have a boost in confidence when they use social media. When people take selfies, they think they're in control of their world, therefore making them feel more confident and are able to post themselves and let themselves be known to the world. Confidence helps people's social skills because when speaking, some people actually stutter, such as myself. One of the reasons why people stutter is because they don't have much confidence in what they're saying. But through the internet, people take selfies, and therefore they are okay. So with having more confidence through selfies, people are able to speak more clearly. Another example is how confidence is important to social skills, so that they are less shy. The more a shy person is, the less likely they're able to go out and meet new people. And through selfies, they are less shy. So with the boost in confidence, They won't be as shy, and they'll find a group of friends that they will more likely hang out with.
Alright, so there's a lot of different things that different authors have brought up about social skills and technology affecting teens or kids or even adults. So some people write books about it, but most of the time, if you look at it, a lot of them seem very theoretical. They use a lot of if statements. They constantly bring up, what if this were to happen? What if certain children use this for a certain amount of time? What if? They just use so many different if statements in order to propose a certain scenario without actually giving you an event that happened. And despite the inevitable fact that there is technology wedging in between us, it also brings us together. We make connections, we make friends with our friends' friends. And that really brings us to the point of technology can bring us together. I'm saying this again, that there's that point in time where you don't always have the option to connect with someone face to face. And whether they're far away, they're on vacation, or maybe they have something else that's very important to them to do, you're there, you're able to, it's as if you're talking to them, just degraded a little bit, but you're still able to communicate with them, although they're not directly in front of you. You're able to build your relationships, catch up, and be able to find out what's going on in their lives, maybe help them out with what's going on. And when you go to talk to someone, you don't always, you have that feeling. You don't really know who they are. You don't know what to bring up. You don't want to offend them or anything. You want to know what they're interested in so that they don't get bored of you or anything. But you want to make sure, if you, for example, you were to meet them online first and you talked to them a little bit before you actually went in to meet them in person, you would actually be able to find that it's a lot easier to talk to them. I found this from my own personal experiences, and I just think that is very easy to talk to someone if you know what they like, if you share similar interests, or if you're able to just easily know that, oh, maybe I shouldn't bring this up, maybe I shouldn't tell them about this certain thing. And you just sometimes you have to be able to keep that in mind, and technology can be there to help remind you of those certain things that you don't want to bring up, because that can either improve or sometimes break your relationships. So you want to make sure to be prepared and do that through technology by communicating with them. Overall, technology is not destroying our social skills of adolescence, because it can build relationships, whether it's through similar interests or just bonding over time with communication. It can build confidence of what you're doing, whether it's looking at yourself, looking at other people, or just talking to other people. And it can also build your delivery skills, whether it's talking to someone or telling them your message.
Take our final vote. Please, debaters, please stand up. Let's give them another big round of applause. All right, debaters, please take a seat, and I will take the final vote. Federa, Gloria, Jada, and Nathan were for the motion, right? For the motion that technology is destroying the social skills of our kids. We had Matthew, Isabel, Anisha, and Bannery who were against the motion that technology was destroying our. So they believe that technology is not destroying the social skills of our kids. We're going to vote again. Raise your hand if you are for the motion. Raise your hand if you are against the motion. And you are the winner. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on.
We just saw that, Nathan. We just saw that, Nathan. You okay?
Stop, okay. That was, I know